Germ Theory by Jennifer Patterson. Germ theory of disease states that some diseases are caused by microorganisms. These small microorganisms, too small to be seen without magnification, invade humans, animals, and other living hosts. Their growth and reproduction within their host can cause a disease. Germ refers not only to bacteria but also to a protist, fungus, virus, prion, or viroid. Microorganisms that cause disease are called pathogens, and the diseases they cause are called infectious diseases. Pathogens may be the principal cause of a disease, but environmental and hereditary factors can also influence the severity of the disease. Prior to germ theory, diseases such as cholera were thought to be caused by bad air. It was also thought that diseases were the product of environmental factors such as contaminated water, foul air, and poor hygiene. It wasn't uncommon for people to die from simple diseases such as the common cold. Sudden death was quite common during this period. Infections were identifiable by their foul smell. Doctors used to bleed out their patients, causing them to lose pints of blood in order to clean the infection from their bodies. Anton van Leeuwenhoek, which I totally botched his name, he made one of the earliest microscopes. It was not as powerful as the ones we have today, but it allowed him to be the first to directly observe microorganisms in the 1670s. He found these microorganisms by examining the white matter which he scraped from his own teeth. Since the invention of the microscope, many doctors started to speculate about germs and even microorganisms. Next slide. In 1700, Nicholas André built upon his theory by saying that microorganisms were responsible for smallpox and other diseases. In 1720, Richard Bradley thought that the plague was caused by poisonous insects. Agostino Bassi was the first person to prove that a disease was caused by a microorganism. He discovered the vegetable parasite. Louis Pasteur introduced germ theory in the 1860s. Doctors used to believe that germs were the result of disease and not the cause of it. He demonstrated how you could kill microorganisms by applying heat. This is called pasteurization. We still use this today. Pasteur believed microorganisms caused decaying matter. Pasteur was able to prove his theory by conducting an experiment that showed that microbes in the air caused decay. He demonstrated how microorganisms made wine and beer go bad. He also proved that germs cause disease by showing how microorganisms could cause disease in silkworms. Pasteur never showed the link between bacteria and human disease, though, but in 1861, he published his germ theory. Robert Koch further developed the work of Pasteur. Robert Koch is known for developing four basic criteria for demonstrating that a disease is caused by a particular organism. He said bacteria must be present in every case of the disease. Bacteria must be isolated from the diseased host and grown in pure culture. He also said that the specific diseases must be reproduced when a pure culture is inoculated into a healthy susceptible host, and that the bacteria must be recoverable from experimentally infected hosts. His work helped to identify and diagnose viral diseases. In 1875, he identified the germ for anthrax. In 1882, he discovered the germ for tuberculosis. In 1883, he discovered the germ for cholera. With the development of technology, he discovered microbes that had previously been invisible to most of the powerful microscopes. He even developed ways of staining microbes with dyes so he could calculate their lifespan and rates of reproduction. Currently, a number of infectious agents are accepted as the cause of disease, despite not fulfilling all of Koch's postulates. Koch's work continues to inform the approach of the microbiologic diagnoses. Treatment and diagnosis. Our medical treatment and diagnosis that we experience today are solely based on the development of germ theory. The development of germ theory allowed other scientists to expand on this concept and develop ways to apply this information to care for individuals with disease. Next slide. Hygiene. Germ theory also led to the realization that hand washing helps prevent the spread of disease, and disinfectant can eliminate germs and other microorganisms that cause specific diseases. This caused individuals to start bathing more and setting cleanliness as a society standard. There were laws that forbid burials within city limits, the sewer system was revamped, and the streets were cleaner. Hospitals and prisons also began to improve their sanitation processes. By practicing good hygiene, infectious disease rates started to decline. Employment. The germ theory also affected the employment rate within society. Women had the opportunity to teach infectious disease prevention to the public. This afforded women more job opportunities. From germ theory, we now have hand washing, vaccines, and advanced medical techniques in place in order to help prolong our lives. Medical advancements. We now have antibiotics that we can take to combat bacterial infections. We also have vaccinations that are given to protect against diseases. Scientists are able to identify different strains of virus and bacteria and use this information to develop different medications and vaccines to help fight against them. We now have more technology to help advance the practice of medicine, and here are my resources.